Hey, it's Michael, and today I want to tell you all about this new vacuum. It's the Shark POWERDETECT Corded Ultralight. It is a great vacuum cleaner. Now, no vacuum cleaner is perfect, but this really is as close to perfect as any vacuum I've ever had, especially for a stick vacuum. It's got great suction and it's got some really good features. First of all, when you take everything out of the box, this is the pile of parts that you're going to have. And before I put it together and show you how easy it is, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the features of this vacuum. First of all, it is called the DuoClean Detect because it has two brushes here. Now this first brush, it's kind of like microfiber is what it really feels like to me. And it sort of has a comb here, and that sort of keeps hairs off this. But the reason this is so good with pet hair is because of the second brush here. Now, you know how hair always seems to get wrapped around the brushes, and it's very difficult to get out. Usually you have to get a pair of scissors and snip the hair and pull it out. It's a very tedious process. Well, we have a standard poodle. Now, they don't shed a lot, but my wife has long hair too, and inevitably a lot of her hair ends up getting in the vacuum cleaners. Not this one. I've never had to take any hair off this roller. It always gets cleaned right out. It's really kind of amazing. Another feature this vacuum has is a odor neutralizer feature, and that is simply a disc that fits in to the brush head like this, and it comes out. And it has several settings. You can adjust it to one of 3 or 4 settings here. It's sort of a continuous thing. But we just have it set to the minimum setting. And I say it really helps with that vacuum cleaner smell that you usually get. It just adds a little bit of a scent, which I do not find objectionable. I'd much rather smell that than the normal smell. But, you know, this will wear out after a few months, and then you just replace it, or don't use it at all if you don't want to. And then the wheels are really wide here. One of the other great features is this, as a stick vacuum, many of them you can't stand them up. You have to lay them down, or you have to lean it against a counter or something. Well, this will stand up on its own. So as far as putting it together, super simple here. You have this piece, it just goes in like this. And you're about halfway down. Okay. Then this is the motor, and this is where the dust collect canister is. Well, that just goes in like this. And using the handheld unit is really easy. It just attaches just like this, and it lets you get anywhere you need to get, high or low. And then the cord, we decided we're just going to hang the cord off the handle and use this cord holder, which is at the top right now. We'll just put it under there and flip this around, and that's going to hold our cord. Normally, you would wrap the cord around this and this one. But rather than having to bend down to get it around this one, we just find it easier to do it this way because the handle slopes upwards. I don't know, it just makes more sense to me to do it this way for us. So that's how we're going to do it. You get a couple of attachments. You get 3 attachments. You get a crevice tool, and that just goes onto this piece here. And you also get an upholstery brush, and that also goes onto this piece here, right like this. I like the fact that I can carry these 2 tools with me on the vacuum, but if you don't want to, well, you don't have to. You can just snap it off and put this somewhere else. And then the third tool you get is this one, and now this has no electrical connection to it, but it's air powered. So when the vacuum is operating, it actually spins the brush in here. And this is really good for getting pet hair off of their bed or off of furniture. We sort of use this on our furniture once in a while, but because our poodle doesn't shed that much, we don't use this tool very often, but it is available. It does not fit on the attachment, however, you do have to store this separately. So for now, I'll just put this right back here. Now, I'm going to remove the cord. If I had any complaints, one of the minor complaints would be that the cord is quite stiff, and when you get the cord, it sort of kinks like this. But you can sort of reverse bend it and straighten that out quite a bit. And once you do that, then it's not so bad after all. Another thing I really like about the vacuum is the cord goes in up top here at the handle, We had a Shark NV600 where the cord was way down here, and it was always getting caught. It was always in my way. I was always running over it. That is much less of a problem because the cord goes on up here. And also, the power button is up here, which is really, really great. Again, on the NV600, the power button was way down here, and I just thought it was a very inconvenient place for a power button. Now, there's also another button up here, and this is the button that lets you change the setting from detect to hard floors to rugs. One of the reasons this is called the Sharp POWERDETECT is because it automatically adjusts the RPM of the brushes and the suction power depending on whether you're on a hard floor or a rug. It does that automatically. It senses it automatically. And when it's in detect, there's a symbol up here, and then when you're in the rug mode, there's a symbol over here, and when you're in a hard floor, there's a symbol over here. But those symbols are also down here on the brush head itself. So it's really cool to just see it automatically switch when you go from a floor to a rug. I love the fact that there's no large dust collector thing way down here on the stick vacuum, and that means it's really easy to get underneath furniture and bed. So those are the features, the main features. Now, I also like the fact that, well, I like and I also don't like the fact that the dust cup is relatively small, but it literally only takes 5 seconds to remove this. Then you pull this lever back a little bit, this opens up, and you tip it into your garbage bin. So, I mean, it could not be more simple than that, and it only takes a couple seconds. So the fact that I have to clean this, empty this more frequently, not an issue for me at all. This is where the filters are located. There's 2 filters in this area right here. This just lifts out, and then you've got one foam filter, and then underneath you have a second filter, and this lifts out. And these are washable. You can just wash them under running water, and then make sure you let them dry for 24 hours before you put them back in the machine. And then that just goes right back in here very easily, and you're done. As far as the HEPA filter, that's located up at the top here. And this is equally as easy to take out. Just remove this, and then the filter just cover comes off, and then you just squeeze the side a little bit and pull it out. And this HEPA filter can also be washed. Just rinse this out under your faucet, let this dry for 24 hours before you install it again, and that is all you have to do. That means you can reuse these filters over and over and over again. There's really no cost to replacing filters all the time. So that is it in a nutshell. The cord length is really long. It's over 25 feet long. I thought it was a 25-foot cord, and I measured it, and I think it's almost 30 feet. But in any case, it's a very long cord, and that is really beneficial because you don't have to run around your room plugging, unplugging, plugging, unplugging all day long. Overall, I just have to say we've had this for a good week, and we use it every single day, sometimes a couple times a day. I've never had a vacuum that cleans hard floors so easily. It picks up debris, it picks up rice, little tiny rocks, small twigs. It's really, really great. And one of the reasons it's so good is because there is no cover on the front. If you've noticed, most vacuums literally have a housing that goes almost down to the floor. And if you've got to pick up cereal or things that are, tall, the vacuum ends up just pushing them. Well, this does not. This grabs it, sucks it in, and it is gone. And this is one of the few vacuums I've ever used that actually picks things up like rice with one sweep. I mean, you don't have to go over and over and over because it doesn't push the rice around. It just grabs it, sucks it in, and it works equally as well on the backstroke. So a lot of times when you're vacuuming, you push it and then you pull it back and it just either pushes stuff backwards. Well, this grabs it either way. And this is the best demonstration I can give you of how good this is and effective it is at getting stuff off of hard floors. So just notice that when I go backwards or forwards, it doesn't push the rice ahead. It just grabs it and sucks it up, and it works whether I'm going forward or backward. No pushing. Watch this. All right, and here's a little demo of how it does not do real well on a very floppy, lightweight area rug such as this. Very floppy, very lightweight. And because it has that microfiber brush on the front, it just sort of tends to want to pick up and grab this. And you'll see here what I mean. So it doesn't do great on this type of rug. See that? And actually what will happen is it might get completely caught in it. And see the light turned red, headlight turned red. So it does that so it doesn't burn out the motor. But yeah, just not an ideal situation. Now, we only have 2 rugs that we do have that problem with. So we have another lighter weight portable vacuum, cordless vacuum that doesn't have as much suction. On larger, low pile area rug, there's really no problem at all. And in fact, if it's a really low pile rug, the vacuum cleaner almost literally pulls itself, which makes it really easy to use. It's really great. Quiet, easy to operate. It does really good job on floors and carpets. One of the few disadvantages is that it doesn't work great on very lightweight area rugs. It tends to grab them and bunch them up when you're pulling backwards especially. But if you've got, this is an area rug as well, but it's heavier and it just doesn't do that with this type of rug. But overall, we love this thing and we think it's quiet, it's easy to maneuver. The headlights really help, especially when you're vacuuming under furniture and such. It's a winner. 2 thumbs up, love it. Go get one, I don't think you'll regret it. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you the next time.